Secretary Ramon Lopez, Secretary Arthur Tugade, Secretary Jose Ruperto Martin Andanar, Secretary Alonto, Mr. George Barcelon, Chairman Antonio de la Cruz, and officials of the Davao City Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Arturo Milan, distinguished members of the business community, my beloved countrymen. I have a two-page speech here. If you want to get rid of me, I'd be glad to step down. It's about 2 minutes. But there are so many intervening events in the lives of the Filipino today that would need to be mentioned sometimes. I would do away with this, but it's a good piece actually. In fairness to the guy who prepared for this speech. Sadya nila talaga to. Because I do not deliver speeches beyond 2-3 minutes. That has always been my habit since I was mayor for the longest time. When I make a speech, actually, it's a bit boring because you read it from the papers. But I usually request for a dialogue with the audience, not a speech, because I kind of just say the things that would strike the gray matter between the ears, kung ano lang maisip ko. Ang pinakabago is, I've been trying really to seek peace with everybody when I was just a few days in my office. Actually, the back channeling started even before my inauguration with the MNLF of the Muslim insurgency, with the NPAs and the New Democratic Front, and everybody else. And I said I was ready to talk with all except criminals and terrorists. There can never be a time, or there could never be a moment where I would be even willing to sit down for them for just a few minutes of chat. It's always for the benefit of all. I deal with crime, I said harshly, and that was I think my word when I was invited during the debates at the La Salle College of how I would deal with the terrorists and criminals. And, I've been a prosecutor, I've been a trial fiscal for almost 10 years. It comes naturally, not the persecution thing that they would love to run, but it's actually a stickler for the rules so that we would have an orderly society. And Philippine politics, interference of government, corruption, and plain patronage, to a great extent, has been pulling us down. And it places it something like the way of life that we have now, 40%. Everything else, the other investments, but 40% of that from corruption, from patronage, and the long hours of following papers. Until now, I cannot really fathom how I would like to destroy government itself. If I had my way, I would, and reinvent something more than just not the powers. We can have less powers but more efficient organization. If there's an ideal setup that we can follow, I'd be glad to destroy government and put in place something of a bureaucratic authority that would move by itself automatically without the need of an authority there, an authority here, and even in Malacanang. I seem to just to magpipina ako eh. It's generating already the almost. I am also dissatisfied with government because even in Malacanang, lalo na yung mga tao, people who are following up for payments for something they have delivered to the government, something that they have sold to government, something which have done for the government for a price or for payment, whatever. Ang mga tao doon pinapabalik-balik. I keep on hearing, and even in Malacanang, mabutit nakikinig yung litse kayo. Talagang asar ako sa inyo. First, there's a lady. Huwag kayong ano dyan. She is nothing to me, but she's just a friend. She kept on following. Bukas na yung cheque pagdating hininga ninyo ng BIR clearance. Then after that, so many things again. Ang publiko pabalik-balik. I said, I'd like to destroy government now. And if we can have less governmental intervention, less power if you want, no martial law powers, we can do away with it. Me, if the Congress and everybody, the left would like to have it, I can fight the wars. Minus I'm not enamored with that martial law powers. Hindi ako yung atat-atat dyan na you suspect me just like Marcos beginning to, why do you have to refer me to Marcos? I don't know, history has judged him little by little throughout the years. You judge me on my own. I've been mayor here for 23 years. I never stole 1 peso here. I have won all my elections here with a whooping majority until the presidency. Wala akong ninakaw dito. And why would be, I'm 72 years old. What would I do with the money that I would steal? For example, the equal amount that was lost was 37 billion. What would I do with it? Wipe it on my ass? How many years do you think I could enjoy life? If you say that Duterte is close to me, those are the people who cannot really do something for the country except to bombard people with negative things. And yung mga Pilipino naman torpe, bahala kayo sarili ninyo. I only serve the majority. Kaya in an election, you win. If you get half of the votes, plus 1. So if you get 51, you're the president. The 49 can cry until kingdom come. Ganon yan. I cannot please everybody. Na itong gobyerno, just give me the whole month of July. And for those people who are named publicly in the 888 bulletin board, I would like to have a talk with you individually if I can, until morning time. Because my day starts at 1, mag-umpisa tayo ng usap hanggang 2:00 rin ng gabi. Because either you resign or get out from your authority if you cannot get out of government service, or I resign, ako ang mag-give up. But I'll try to make a second, not really a desperate move, but you have to kneel down before the public, and you have to promise the people that you are serving that you have to improve on your service. One of the ways of corruption is not just really, pabalik-balikin mo lang. There's a certain insane thing that enters even the lowest government worker. Mapulis ka, mayor ka, you become the governor, and you think that you are somebody who can rule the universe with the flip of your finger, just because you are there. Yan ang mahirap sa mga taga-gobyerno. Tangina ninyo. Ganun kayo eh. Pabalik-balik, sinabi ko na sa inyo. And even the cabinet members, noon you get about 2-3 years in NEDA. Pernias only 30 days to process everything. Otherwise, throw your computers away, and the volume of people there working for government for nothing. It happened. I thought that we could process this grid. If you have the computer, sige kayo pabili ng computer every now and then. Every day there are thousands of computers bought. But it does not respond to the public service that you would like to give to the people. In the end, I get the blame. Okay lang yan. That's part of the territory of being the president. You answer for everything. But kayong hindi makatulong, not really for me, but for the public. I bleed for the public because traffic in Manila is horrendous. And you keep on, pabalik-balikin ninyo yung tao. Mabuti ito kung may mga escort, may mga pulis na magwang-wang dyan to make way for you. The reason why I fired one of the cabinet members in the cabinet meeting itself, sinabi ko, when I was congressman, I did not use the plate 8. I avoided it because I understood the stare of the people when you go down from your car. It is really a stare of, it's an odious one. And other people say that they are being admired because people are looking. It depends on how you interpret the public. But if you know how the people are suffering from the number one oppressor, government, then, so uli ito, I'm warning you again, and I'll talk to you. If your name gets to be published there, ang gusto ko naman sa publiko, ang hina naman kasi inyo, report to me the name. Name the employee publicly. I will protect you. Gusto mo sipain, sampalin ko pa yung empleyado sa gobyerno na messing up with you. But you have to do your part. Now, I'm just a government employee for 1 year. Can I have your patience, everybody? Wag na lang yung left, pati yung mga sa politika, those who were displaced, those who were deprived of the power that they really crave for. I'm just 1 year, but I'm trying to do my best. I've been to all places. I have to be with the soldiers yesterday in Marawi, and that was my 3rd attempt to enter the territory. I was able to penetrate, but while we were having the briefing inside in one of the, I almost heard about 16 explosions and the ratatat of the rifles. Though we were guarded, because there were a lot of soldiers and heavy equipments in the periphery. But I have to do my part. And as always, I sound to be braggadocio when I say that you should not be going there because the security of the president. As I said, my life is not more important than the life of a soldier. We are the same. We work for the government. We work in the service of a republic. Life, everybody dies. So, your life here in the field fighting for this nation is not less important than my life. So I have to come here during the war because you'd never see me during celebration time. It's better for me to talk to you now. You're pretty hard here, almost crawling around, but I said, I feel nice to be with you. Never mind about the dangers. You are here to die. So when I ask, I'm fan of hyperbole and sarcasm. Yan hindi ninyo nakuha. So when I was asked, why are you here in spite of the danger, I told the reporter, I came here to die. Because they are here to die, and I will match their fervor. I would like to die too. Any day is a good day to die. So what's the big deal? And itong Communist Party of the Philippines published yesterday that the NDF branded me as a bully. Correct. Tama ka dyan. 100%. I bully people who try to topple government and all the enemies of the state. That is my job, to bully you and to kill you, because there is a war going on between us and you. And you are killing my soldiers and policemen, so I bully you. And when the time comes, maybe I will kill you if I have the chance. And I'll give you the pleasure of doing it to me. Kaya tinatakot lang kasi nyo, will go to war, salubungin mo you meet the soldiers and the fields and kill them. And my convoy was to go there because it's more dangerous to go in by air because matamaan ka ng 50 caliber at kung matamaan yan, if it hits the tank, it explodes. And it's, do not be offended. It's party time for the yellow to go to the streets and shout. That's always, you are ruled by destiny. This is your time, so slow down a bit. Nobody believes in you. It's my time to be president, but tomorrow, it's destiny. That's why so many things about foretelling in the future. It's always destiny. I became president because of destiny. Nobody supported me. I could only count 1 or 2 congressmen. Of course, one is Nograles, who happens to be the congressman of the 1st district, and besides, he is I don't like his father, but he's my nephew, because the mother is my cousin. We talk, I've mellowed down a little. In the days past, said, I will slap you when I see you. Now I'll just, if he will invite me for coffee down there sa lobby, I will accommodate him. Itong komunista, wala talaga kaming ginawa na maganda. So, kung ganon, remain in that state of mind and do it for about 5 years. If I do not die in the fullness of God's time, if I get to live, suffer about 5 years. It's not too much, really. But I have to do something which I believe is good for my country. And sabi ko sa komunista, talking during an event like martial law would render the talks unnecessary. I believe you, Mr. Season. You are right. We stop talking. We're wasting our time. This war that you are fighting, I was listening to you when I was a student. That was 50 years ago. Let us renew the fighting for another 50 years. This is what you want. Anyway, all of us will not see the light of day of this revolution of yours. That is too far away, 50 years. Let the Filipinos sacrifice. Karamihan naman mga sundalo mo mahirap taga-bukid. And the Lumads and the indigenous people. Let them die. Me, I have an armed forces, a navy, and police. I can fight for another 50 years. Let us agree on that. And let us be ferocious as each other. No quarters given, no quarters asked. That is how it should be. So, binubuli ko kayo. Talagang binubuli ko kayo. Huwag hindi ka nagkamali. Sabi mo kung may martial law, it becomes like well, let us stop talking. I'm tired. It's a great expense to be sending people there for nothing. So I might as well just use the money, whatever. Let's stop fighting. Let's start fighting. Stop talking. Itong terrorism, there is no compromise there. I will not talk. I will not talk. I will not even whisper. Let it be there. I have the soldiers, the Republic. They know that if they join the armed forces, the security forces, they will die. They know that. They are right. My soldiers and policemen are ready to die. So be ready. But itong MI, the revolutionary France of the original entities that fought government on an issue of nationalism. And for those who do not know their history, in 1521, Magellan landed in Leyte. He brought with him his cannons, gunpowder, his swords, and the muskets, at that time the rifles, which could hit a person from a distance. And that was your advantage. And you brought along religion. It was an imposed religion on the people of the natives at that time. It was not a choice, actually. Garrote ka, and even the Filipino friars, the priests at the time, were even executed for being nationalists, for just the love of country. Because they hated the imperialists. So you conquered Visayas and Luzon, but not Mindanao completely. The most was the Fort del Pilar in Zamboanga. to stop the inroads of commerce and trade, to stop the entry of Islam. But 100 years before, they say, but I would put it at something like 70. When I was a congressman, I toured Malaysia and did some archives reading. I placed it about 60, 70. Islam was already here, firmly planted. Most of the tribes here were already Islam. And Spain, with a little amount of force, but not so much when the time of the Americans came for 50 years. Massacre after massacre. And what's very ironic in life that we did not have that instant cameras and all. And not even the one that when you click it, the pictures goes out automatically. It was the American armed forces, army, who were taking pictures of the people there, of the Moro piling up, dead. And those archives came from the American archives. And it's now in the hands of everybody. And you could see the pile of bodies there. And with his one leg was placed on the body of a woman there, on top of the breast. Kaya ganon ang away dito. There's so much hatred. And they perceive this government as an extension of the first imperial government of Spain and a series of succession from Spain to America to the one of the 1935 and the 1946 Republic. That's how the story. So that I know deep in my heart that the Muslims only want, because they do not want to fight to dismember the country, they just want a setup like federalism. Let me warn you here and now, and remember me this for all time when things go wrong. There will never be peace in Mindanao or even in the Philippines if we do not shift to another structure. Ang hinihingi lang nila is a strong regional governments and a federal structure. My take is that you can have the models everywhere, anywhere. It's for the picking, but choose a parliament with the president, but with a limited but powerful powers. In the early gestation of a federal setup, you would need somebody strong. Because if not, it will become the city-states like Balkan, the Balkan states. Croatia, Serbia, ganon ang mangyari dyan. Remember that. Talagang puputok to. That's why I am ready to talk. We are talking now. Nor has reserved his right to talk later. I will respect that. But we have to continue talking because their demands are legitimate. It is a correct to an injustice. Ayan ang importante diyang malaman ninyo. We have to correct an injustice. Hulo was never occupied by anybody. It was only up to Zamboanga. No American, no Spaniard ever entered the place there to claim anything, sovereignty or otherwise. So to the enemies of the state, number one is the Communist Party of the Philippines. No more talk, let us fight. I'll save enough money for the arms. I'll buy the new ones, the precision-guided missile. And there's too much of us, 110 million. We can sacrifice about 20. So it becomes 80. Hindi na overpopulated. So we can urge the priests will have a good time banning everything. Good. Continue your production every night. Wala mo problema yan. But, I find it really silly. You threaten us with what? Who are you threatening? We are Filipinos. You are Filipinos. You want to destroy this country? We will join you in destroying this country. God. Huwag mo akong takutin. Bully. I am a bully. I really. Ito, classmate ko man si Tugade. You ask him how I shot a fellow in San Beda. Gusto talagang bully ako. Can ask him. May binaril ako sa ulob ng San Beda, dyan sa koridor. Why? Because I'm a bully. But he was our valedictorian. I was but I was part of the 10. Hindi first 10, last 10. Wala tayong utak dyan. I'm just good for 75. So we are trying to save money. Yung iba sabi, the stocks are going down. Wala akong pakialam dyan until I see the fellow there working in the factory and the lands dito sa Mindanao green. Now I will maunahan ko na kayo. This is a policy. I will call all the stakeholders in the mining industry. The militants and the communists and all, for people who are under the influence of the left, they will be marching tomorrow and magsuna. Kung gusto ninyo, I'm inviting the left to do just the talking and I'll just sit there and hear you out. Total, alaman namin sa gobyerno what's wrong and what ails the system. Alam namin yan. So, okay lang. You can demonstrate there until, do not ask for a permit for 2 days only. I'm giving you 1 month. Stay there 1 month. Wala akong, you want to mess up with the traffic, then create a horrendous traffic. If it's flagellation for the Filipino time, sige, go ahead, be my guest. No problem with me. Total, alam man ng tao. But itong sa mining, medyo hindi tayo nakakaintindihan dito. I have always supported Gina because she was really an environmentalist. Medyo sumobra lang, but I'd like to tell you frankly, we would come up with new legislation because Bebot Alvarez, the speaker, hates mining. And he comes from a mining town. We have to go into not even a compromise. We have to rearrange everything here. I will call all the mining people and Gina Lopez and company and the militants on the other side, but only those who behave in Malacanang. I was viewing Ted Filon's expose sa mining. And of course, added to that was the clips that were shown to me by Gina in the last few months. Ganito yan eh. Nakikita ninyo yung tailings. Nakikita ninyo how the siltation has affected the waters and the seas. I do not have to convince you. You are there operating, and you know that the rivers are already heavily Not a river anymore, but an egress of for some of the waters from coming in from the mountain. It's not a river. You want to cry? Well, I'll tell you. Tell me, because I will arrange for you. Just approach me after this. I'll bring you to the Walwal. It's a mining town. Started with a few policemen who are, the three of them are very, very rich now. Then yung small time, naging big time, and power, and yung mga mayor daw, municipal mayor, pinagpapatay. They were quarreling because of gold. The lure of gold. I'll bring you there. I was there because I was sent by President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo to fix the things there because there were, almost a daily encounter, and itong left. What they did was to place the coffins of the dead miners there. There was a collapsed mine there, and to show their protest, they lined up the coffins on the highway, across the highway, and so traffic was building up until almost on the boundaries of Agusan del Sur. So I had to fly there and talk to the people and to the communists. Kasi kaibigan tayo noon. But unfortunately, then when I was mayor, you come to me, I go to you, and we can talk, we can arrange, because I was just a mayor. And ngayon, pasensya na lang. I'm really very sorry to break the friendship because I now handle the affairs of the nation. And just to remind you, itong mga walang utak, mga duwag, Marcelo, it will go create dictatorship. If I want to be a dictator, all I have to do is to be in good graces with the military and the police. All I have to do is to promote them all to general. And I can have an army. When I have the backing of the army and the police, that shit of paper called martial law powers is really nothing. That's what happened to us with Marcos. All I have to follow is, may template na ako. Or, and even in good faith, sabihin ko that I have to stay as president for 30 years also. It's not in the martial law provisions of the Constitution. That paper tended to the wastebasket if you have a son of a bitch. Because it is really in our oath of office. In not so many words, it says, I, Rodrigo Duterte, under oath in front of God and the people, tell you that I will be responsible in protecting and defending the Filipino nation. Period. Hanggang dyan lang ako. And it has something to do with my country. Wala na yung martialo, suspension dito. I will do everything that I have to do to preserve my country. Do not give me that constitution na puro yung Congress nga. Oh, you think that I would have to go to Congress? Of course not. Huwag tayong magbulahan dito. A determined despot would do it even with or without your blessings. You are dreaming. But I'm telling you, I am not. I am in a hurry to end my term. If you ask me if I'm happy being president now, no. Di ako, bakit? Well, I'm old and I realize that maybe, sabi ninyo, nagpa-hair transplant ako. Hindi naman ako balding. Alam mo, hair transplant, nakikita mo ito. Minsan, puti. Kasi ang buliyo ko, dalawa. Totoo yan, ayang isa, oh. Pag umikot yan, nakikita yung, kayong mga loko-loko, the speculators of, hindi doon yung sa Securities and Exchange Commission. Alam mo, pag nagputi yan, hindi dito makover mo. Ihinapay mo lang ganun, makover yung bagong tubo. Dito hindi kasi nandyan yung puyo kung dalawa. So, ang hair transplant ko, mura. Ang ginagamit ko yung parang parang pencil na may ganun mo lang tapos sabihin mo doon sa helper, hair transplant. Wala na, oh. O tignan mo kapon yung footage sa Marawi, di ba, puti. O ngayon, may nakita ka pa. Bugokski. Kaya wala talang. Sino man pagapuhin ko? May magsasagot kaya sa akin, 72. Lalo na yung mga babae, alam na nila yan. 72 is the age of not even the diminishing return. It's, the age of flat line down there. Ba't magpagwapo-gwapo ka ba? Siyempre, maligo ko lang. Hanggang ngayon, wala nga akong medyas, oh. Mabuti yung maprangkahan tayo. So that's the part. Tawagin ko kayo. Sabihin ko sa inyo ganito, ito nakita ninyo. Look at the slides about good practices of mining. Then I will ask everybody to focus on that. Then, tingnan natin yung slides ng mining doon ori. Tingnan natin. Kung makita mo yung siltation. So people are deprived now yung basic livelihood na. Alam mo, ang pinakamura isda eh. They can grow in the river, may fish pen sila, haluan, mudfish, and that's protein to them already. At yung tanong nila, yung palay nila, nagtuyo. And the soil has cracked. And so, what am I supposed to do? Just leave it that way because the mining industry pays government something like 70 billion a year. 5% lang ang tax ko. Paano yan? Paano yung mga tao na hindi kasali sa corporate world? Not connected with your business. What will happen to them? Inadequate food cannot grow anything anymore, but they are suffering. So if you want, if it's really, it's a good business because if it is not, then why are you there? Napakababa yung taxes, why don't you compensate the people that are deprived now of the things that they need and not there because of mining? Fair is fair. Either I collect taxes, increase the tax, para I can think of something to replace what they have lost, yung mga tao, or you agree with the people there affected or hard hit by mining alam ko, it is not an intentional thing. Let us not kid each other. When you begin to scrape the soil, an open pit, there is already degradation even during that time. Now, ito lang hingiin ko sa inyo. Come up with an arrangement where it is fair for everybody. We cannot stop mining because there is a mining law that regulates the industry. If we want mining to stop, we'll have to abrogate or scrap totally the law. But we just cannot sit there on our ass and just watch this evolving before our eyes, and there are people suffering. Good mining means no people are really in pain. So that should be the equation. Good mining equals there is no agony on the people. Otherwise, I will have to think about something. Kaya kayong magkikinig dyan, buong Pilipinas, just give us time. It is not easy to adjust. Isang taon lang. Anyway, I have 5 years. Give me the years that are allotted to me by the Constitution to craft the things that you need. Hindi yan basta yung left na ora-ora. Contractualization. I told you, it is good that at the beginning of the project, there must be a clear understanding of what's going to happen. If it's really something permanent, then we will see to it that it's going to be permanent. Pagka naman yung project, if we are contracted by a private company to build a bridge there, tapos tatapos na yung bridge, the project has been done, and you want still the company to pay you. As a matter of fact, he is waiting for some event or some luck there that he will be awarded with a bid and something like that. Anyway, you should not pay for it. You must be fair. Do not use poverty and hunger as a... Otherwise, we'll all go hungry. If you are not in a hurry and you push for something like kayong mga lumad, ilang taon na kayo nag-aaway ng gobyerno? Ni hindi naman lang kayo nakauwi ng bahay to see your children grow up without a father. What you do is that your father goes to your house secretly, sobrosa, just to have a 1 night, 2 nights with the wife, and then she gets pregnant and the child grows up not ever saying, pag namatay ka. Tapos 50 anyos na, believe pa rin kayo sa komunista. Anong ginawa niya kung magpataba? All talking. They are all ideas which you, kayong mga taong naloko, got enamored with just like us when we were young. That's why I used to listen to Maria Season. Kasi mga idealists kami. I wanted things to be done right away. Gusto ko ganito, ganito. But life is not like that. And you cannot, sa totoo lang, and you cannot even call God to help you. That's the strangest thing in this universe. Na gusto ninyong madalian, ni ang Diyos nga, hindi mo mapatawag na sabihin mo, Diyos ko, ikaw mo yung pinaka. Bigay mo sa akin namin ito lahat. Tapos ang gobyerno pa. And here is an ISIS. It's an ideology of a vacuum which has nothing to give to its fellow men except to kill and to destroy. I'm pointing out the radical ideas because if we go into extremism na yan dito sa atin kung magrevolusyon kayo, hindi man mamatay si Season. Season is dying. because he's got trouble in his stomach. And the Norwegian government ayaw na magbayad sa hospital niya. At saka yung mga yan, hindi na magtagal yan. Sinong maiwan kayo? Dito, lumipat kayo sa gobyerno. Punta kayo sa police. I will make you soldiers tomorrow. Just like the soldiers here. Gawin ko kayong sundalo. I'll give you a place to stay right away. Just give me about 2 months. Bigyan ko kayong trabaho. Dalhin ninyo yung baril dito. Walang mangyari. Patayin mo lang ito. Wala, ilang taon na. Ilang presidente ba? Kung ayaw ninyong maniwala sa akin, then prepare for another 50 years. Ako lang ang presidente na pumapasok sa teritoryo ninyo. That's why we are friends. That's why I can ask you to release a hostage. Ang kayo naman, pag may nahuli dito, at sabi ninyo na importante yan, is one of the senior leaders of the party, I call the ISAP. Release mo yan. Sir, wala ito, big cuts tayo. Walang big cuts dito. Ang big cuts dito is the piece that we will work to hammer out something which is, yun ang big piece. Kaya ako noong ilang nahuli na, release mo yan. Wala mong kwenta yan. Ano bang ideology niyan? Si Karl Marx? O ideology lang yung nahingi? No? They're into revolutionary tax. Ayaw ninyong mag-iba. Once I said, stop fighting, stop revolutionary tax. Ayaw ninyo, di wala. What is your... You're funding your revolution with what? With the blood money of the people. Kung sabihin ninyo yung mga rich, bakit doon sa probinsya, pati yung bahay-bahay binibigay, hinihigaan ninyo ng purganta? Anak, putang inang bulayan pa ninyo ako. Ba't tayo magbulahan? Bakit siya pang mahirap dyan? Hinihingan nyo, inaakyat ninyo sa bahay. Tapos sinasabi ninyo, yung revolutionary tax lang para sa mayaman. Tinatamaan ninyo lahat, ang totoo lang. Kaya huwag tayong magbulahan. And you are leaving the fat of the land of the other people's property. That's what you do. So, I think I'd like to now address myself to the businessmen and the stakeholders here, whatever endeavor you are in. Fundamentally, it's peaceful. The fight in Marawi would soon be over. The one thing that's stopping us now is yung sa mosque. It's a big one. It has underground tunnels, but not so much about that. But may 300 na hostages sila. At sabi ko, we'll just have to wait it out. Sabi ko, do not attack. Baril-barilan lang kayo dyan, pero huwag yan, lusubin ninyo, tapos i-behead yung, they would begin to behead people there. It's not important to me kung Moro ba o Kristiyanos o Vietnamese. It's important is we do not want to kill people. So even if it's expensive, yung kikita lang niyo, tumatakbo dyan, di paputukan na niyo, but no assault there. So 300 people, that's 300 lives. If you have to wait there for 1 year, let us wait for 1 year. But I said, give them food, because there are people hungry there. Huwag ng bala, pagkain lang. Anyway, they are there as prisoners also of the other side. So it's our duty it's a moral duty to see to it that they live and that they are fed. Communist Party, so bumaba na kayo. Wala yung, galing ako dyan, estudyante ako. Yung lahat ng nabasa nila, they translated it into overt acts. And so, look what happened. Yung sa libro binasa na kasi Karl Marx, they put it into practice dito sa Pilipinas, yung ating bayan pa. So pinahirapan tayo in the name of revolutionary to improve the people, kung ano-anong pinagdadala. Bully. I am a bully. Lalo na enemies of the state. I am really a bully. Estudyante pa, bully na rin talaga ako. Tana mo, magka-diferensya lang kami ng konti dyan sa classroom. Nahanong ko kaya yung barila. Barila lang tayo, gusto mo? Ganon talaga ako. I've been known for that. And even when I was pero sabi niyo na ako mag-ambush that I do ambush is that. It's not my practice. Ako nagpatay kay Pala. You know, when I do not like you, you know, all of Davao, you know, I go to you and challenge you directly. Whether you are the secretary of DILG, kagay Santos noon, hinamon ko yan dyan sa Apobyo. With all his Marines, sinabi ko, putang ina ka, bumunot ka. And all others. Ganon ako. Hindi ako yung mag-ambos-ambos. Style duwag yan. And even some military and policemen. Kakaramihan ito, police. When I do not like them, they talk back as if they are talking to, putang ina, gusto mo? Hindi ako nagyayabang. Kasi drama lang yan. Ang problema kung bumunot, naloko na. Salamat po.